What is up? It is now Upper C, like I said yesterday, and walking to the gym now. Carved up, did some life stuff, life maintenance like the usual, like fucking laundry, the lot cooking. I need to cook on Tuesday now too because my meal prep doesn't last till Tuesday, so I might cook it the Monday before or cook it the Tuesday on. Sort of depends on how it goes, how I feel. I think in terms of switching something out, I'm gonna be switching my flat press, which I've been doing for like the last 2 weeks. Switch it to the flat machine seated press because I personally like that one better, and it targets the same stuff anyways. So try that. Haven't done it in a long time, in like almost 4 weeks. So I'm gonna do that now. Wish me luck. Okay, overall, that was a really fucking solid session. A lot of my movements went up, got more reps in with the weight, even though, again, yesterday, we underate like crazy. But, you know, it's like one off day, again, doesn't, you know, take away from all the fucking effort I've been putting in over the last couple months. So, yeah, overall, game plan is now, go home, eat, yap a bit more, I can't lie, probably do that while I take a digestion walk if I have time for that. If not, I'm just gonna yap at home. And then yeah, on the way back to the car now. Overall, I think I'm getting a little bit better at posing as well. Again, I'm no bodybuilder, I'm no professional bodybuilder. Sort of just pose in what I think I look good in and, you know, what I feel the most. And I'm still lacking here and there, and my weight is still sitting at 67. Funny number. Yeah, so a bit disappointed. Hasn't really gone up or down. But to be fair, again, under eating, so yeah, but I'm probably gonna talk at home, get into my car first and see you guys there. Okay, I'm back home now, but speaking of which, dude, these two mirrors give me so much fucking body dysmorphia. Like, this one makes me look so fucking like chonky and shit. Like, it makes me look like full, and then I step over to this mirror and I'm like I'm skinny as like very, it makes me like legit like, look at the difference, you know what I mean? Like, holy shit. Like, every time I look at these two mirrors, I'm like, oh damn, and then it's like, holy shit. And I'm like, fuck. Anyways, while my food is cooking up, I don't really know what to talk about. So, I have actually something to talk about. I'm pretty fucking tired. And I think a lot of people are like that too. Again, myself included. I think if anything as well, again, this whole day, I've been by myself, chatted to like one person in the gym, and I was like, I headed out, you know, got work in a couple minutes too, and ate my salmon, got my protein down, and then I just gonna have my pasta tonight, and then that's my meals done for the day. I'm feeling not tubby, I'm feeling pretty light, and I'm feeling still pretty pumped from the session, so that's a good thing. But what I wanted to talk about was just, I think, why I've been so, why I'm being so down and catching on to it now, because that's sort of what I've been doing over the last few months, is just sort of catching how I feel, why I feel a certain way, and whether or not it's actually justified, you know? So at the end of the day, it's more so to do with, again, I know I'm dragging this, so it is what it is, and it's not as if I enjoy being so down either, but it's more so I miss so much, and I still want to have so much in my life, but not only can I not afford it at the moment financially, but also just, I think mentally too, in spite of wanting it still. Like, I know that I'm nowhere close to being where I need to be back in, like, let's say another relationship. I'm nowhere close to that at the moment, just with everything going on. And if there was ever a chance to get back in my previous relationship, I still don't think I would get back into it knowing how I am now. And back in like my last relationships, there were issues on both ends, myself included, and relationships breaking down goes both ways. I think that's a given, but there's always something to work on. And I think something that really cut me deep, and it still does now, and that's why I reflect so much and I use this as sort of a diary, is me not changing, or me not growing as a person. My last relationship pretty much went on to say that about me, and a lot more other things, and that's been eating. Phone storage is running out, but yeah, that's sort of been eating at me for the last good few weeks, and it still is to an extent, as much as I don't like to admit it. But the truth is, and even with the truth in front of me, is that I'm not going to be the same person as I was yesterday or the day before or the day after, and I'm always going to be changing in some aspect, whether that's good or bad. But for me, I'd like to think that I am going in a positive direction, whether that's mentally, whether that's physically, and whether that's getting my life together. So as much as those words take away from me mentally, I know that at the end of the day, it's not true, even though it's hard to believe sometimes. And I don't know if anyone else goes through this sort of thing. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just being an idiot. Maybe I'm just yearning like a fucking idiot. But that's sort of where my headspace is at the moment, just wanting to be better. And I think that's always that's always I want people, you know, want to have and want to be. But not only just better mentally, but also in ways that I can actually show love. And that's hard for me to do at the moment, just because it was so hard for me to love myself up until recently, and it's still hard, I can't lie. Just less negative self-talk has been a massive step, I think, in my opinion. Just not letting my own image affect me as much, and not beating myself up over it as much. And I think that's a good step, but it's not the only step I can take, and it's not the only step I should stop at. So I'm sort of on the fence about what to do at the moment. This guy's about to hit my car. But yeah, like, I need to, or I want to keep growing. It's less so of a need. Like, people don't need to grow, and people don't have to grow, but I want to, just because I want to be better for whatever's in store for me in the future, and whatever I want in the future, because it's something that, you know, having to fight so much in my day-to-day, whether that's financially, whether that's mentally, whether that's physically, again with work coming soon, it's just a constant struggle which I don't want to have to go through, even though, again, it is a massive privilege, and it is so, I'm so fortunate in that aspect to be able to go through so much and learn so much. At the same time, I want to be able to be content and be happy with where I am, and that's, again, a whole different struggle I'm going through at the moment. So yeah, life is just rough. But outside of that, knockout, again, that's sort of the big thing I'm prepping for at the moment. Haven't really raved. Again, I mentioned this before in one of my other videos about a couple days back, that I haven't raved since I was young, and even then I wasn't even meant to be raving back then, so I was a bit of a devious kid. So pretty, I wouldn't say excited, but pretty hyped to get back in. Don't know what I'm gonna do in store. Like, obviously I'm not gonna be too degenerate with, you know, popping or doing all those sort of stuff. So I'm gonna keep it chill, gonna have fun. But most importantly, in the now, I think, is just learning how to be okay with myself and spending more time alone, even though that's all I do and I hate it. I can't lie. And I think I have to learn to love it, like a lot of things. So to anyone who is constantly being alone and, you know, able to enjoy it, let me know in the comments somehow, like, how the fuck do you guys deal with this, because I hate it. Not hate it, but it's so difficult for me to enjoy it. So yeah, that's my little rant for today. Hope you guys enjoyed my little spiel. See you guys on Monday. So there's going to be no video tomorrow. That's my rest day. If you guys want any other sort of videos or stuff, let me know, because I always love talking, and it's, again, this little journal of mine. So yeah, see you guys on Monday for Upper A.